So the first app we're going to take a look at today is going to be our Events app. So we'll click on that here. So the Events app allows you to bring in an event calendar. So it can come from different sources. It can come from an Excel file. So the app will allow you to download an Excel file, update your events, and re-upload that Excel file. It also can be tied into iCal feeds, like from Google Calendar, for instance, a couple other options as well. So to start out fresh, we'll click on Create New Slide, and we'll pick out our template. So this is how we want our calendar to come out. We can customize the colors and the background and things like that, but the overall layout is something that's going to be set. So you do have 5 different landscape options, and right now we have 1 portrait option. We are building out additional templates as time progresses, so you will see additional options down the road. So my favorite is Redwood. So let's take a Redwood. If you do hover over them, you can see that it will tell you horizontal. It's pretty easy to infer by looking at it, but also what sources it supports. So iCalendar, Exchange, and Excel. So now we're within the creator here, so we can build out our calendar. So on the right-hand side here, we're going to see data source, and this is the first and most important step here. We'll click on No Source Selected, and you'll see there's already several sources already built out into your account. You can also add new sources by clicking on Add New Source, and you would pick your service. So if it's iCalendar, for instance, you would include the name, so your descriptor is going to be. So that's what you'll see here on the right-hand side here, and then the URL. Same thing with Exchange. With Excel, what you would do is you can download the starter file. It's already been formatted properly for you, and then you can update your events. So if you don't have a feed you want to pull into the system, you can also utilize an Excel file. I'll use one of your existing ones today. So let's see if we have any data in this one. My computer gets a little grumpy when I'm sharing my screen, so sometimes it will take a while for it to load. Okay, there we go. So we can also name our slide title. So our slide title is here, so whatever you want it to be called. And you will see that this is paginating. So this will show up to, so you can show all events or you can show a limited amount. So up to the next 30 days, 21 days, so on and so forth, down to as few as just today's events. So we're showing all events in this feed currently. So there are 57 pages. So we can see it will go through, or rotate through. So 57 pages of events may be a bit much to go through. It's unlikely you guys will be able to see every single event while you're looking at the screen. But again, you can customize depending upon your feed. Maybe you want to show just today's events, for instance. You know, you can choose the option depending upon what that data is. If you have less events, you can go with a longer period of time, of course. If you have fewer events, so if you have more events, you want to go with a shorter period of time. So if I just look at 1 day of events, for instance, I'm going to see that these events are here. I can change the colors, so I can pick as bright as I want it to be, but also the saturation as well. So basically, this color part here is translucent, so I can add a background image. Let me find a background image real quick so you can kind of see how that works.
Brett, can you upload PowerPoint? I mean, not PowerPoint, WordPress?
So you cannot upload WordPress. You can add HTML assets. So if you've made a website and you can get it's like a public page, you can upload that. But it's something you can test out to see. But I think because WordPress is making a website, right? So I'd imagine you get a URL you could access.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to bringing in web pages, though, there are some parameters around the coding that are important. So I'll send over our HTML guide to you guys so you can see best practices. But also keep in mind that this is for digital signage. So you want the page to be designed for, to be seen all at one time. Your overall resolution is 1920 by 1080. So you wouldn't want,
what is it? 19 by 180?
1920 by 1080.
1080.
That is for, yep, that's for your landscape screens. Portrait would be the reverse. So that's your overall canvas. So you'd want
the resolution
to make sure that.
I was just going to jump in. The resolution is entirely dependent on the actual physical monitor you're publishing to. So it depends on the monitor.
Okay, thanks, Brendan.
So do you have any video walls or any iPads set up? Or I thought everything was pretty much the 16 by 9 standard HD resolution for you guys.
Not everyone has a standard HD screen. I believe the one in the music building is, but for example, housing has a bunch of older non-HD screens and a few others here and there.
Okay. Are they still the 16 by 9 aspect ratio? So they'd be like a 720 HD, or are they?
No, they're I don't even know what it is. It's
probably a 4:3.
No, it's not 4:3. It's
okay.
I don't know. It might be 6. No, hold on. I'm doing a quick calculation. No, it's off. It's not exactly 16 by 9. It's something different.
Okay.
It's 1360 by 728, which is like almost 16 by 9, but not actually.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there are some variables, and I apologize. I thought everything was the same screen. So
no.
My apologies.
It'd be nice if everything was standard, but I think for Lucy, yours is.
The one in the music department?
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So anyway, we added our background. Again, we can change the saturation of our colors. So you can customize how you want it to look. You have different colors you can do for the header text, date, and time. So as you hover over the different color options, you can see that there's a little descriptor there. So you can customize that. You can also add a logo as well. So if you want to add a school's logo, or if this is a calendar for music departments or whatever, maybe you might have your own logo as well. So you can customize this, and the logo will populate here to the right of the time and date.
Okay.
And then once you like your calendar, you'll click on Create and Publish. And then we're good. So check mark it. And what this is going to do is it's going to add this in the app content. So this app, I'm glad we're starting with this one because this one's special. It's one of our newest apps. So moving forward, we're going to have other apps that will be functioning the same way, where once you publish, it's found under App Content in Templates HD and Campaigns HD. But as we go through the additional apps, I'll let you know which ones where that content will live, where you'll find it. So once you build out your event calendar, you'll find out that you can add the asset, because it makes an image, either on your template. So I can go to my template, and then under App and Interactive Content, I would click on Add App Content. Scroll down, and there we go. So we'll see our event. Select it. And then it won't preview right away, but once I save it, it should preview. There we go. So now we can see. We can make it full screen. We can make it smaller if we wanted to as well, but it's really best to make it full screen because it isn't super responsive. So something to keep in mind. I can also add it in my campaign level here. So you can either add it to the template or the campaign.
If you load a local Excel spreadsheet file for the calendar app, how does that handle events that have already passed? Like, does it paginate through that, or like I know if it's loading a live feed, it might be able to tell when things are done or not because it'll just fall off the feed. But what if you're loading a static file?
So the way it works today, when you're setting up the Excel, you put your start and the end dates and times, and when the event ends, it will fall off. So if the event's still going on, it will still show, but once that event expires, maybe coming from like iCal or Exchange or the Excel document, it will fall off the same.
Is there, in the documentation, does it describe specifically how to format the spreadsheet when you upload it? to match whatever necessary format?
Sure. So the document that does show you how to set it up, but what would be best is right within the app, when you go, and let me move this out of the way, with sources here, you can also manage here as well.
Wow.
When you go to Excel, you can download the starter file.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yes, so
That's even better.
Making a special one that follows the correct rules. I would open this for you, but Excel takes 10 hours to open up on my computer. But
Yeah,
you'll
no,
get
don't worry about it. We can download
a predefined Excel that you can then format with your data and then re-upload it. So yeah, you don't need to worry about making one first. You can actually download that starter file from here. Okay. Cool. So again, within Campaigns HD, we can add that content right on the slide as well. So it depends upon what you want to do. More often than not, I see it utilized within Campaigns HD. Oh, I'm using already the template in here that already has it, but you can add app content in Campaigns as well. It just depends on what you're looking to do.